My bad. Let me turn my game down. What's up, buddy? Welcome back. Today we're watching the disturbing side of it. I got my food here. I'm not gonna be in your ear smack, and I hope I'm not. I hope I wasn't last time too. Let's get to it. Let's watch this. Little 23-minute video I eat. Be having a great day so far. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And yeah. Oh, warnings. Yeah. Oh, dang. My bad. I threw me off.
Most tragedies don't come with a warning. Sometimes it's just a sound in the night, something you almost ignore.
I don't know
Sometimes
nothing.
you don't.
I'll be on my
That's
guard
what happened to a Reddit user. One quiet evening,
I'll be on my
everything
guard for
seemed
him.
normal until he heard the screams. Someone was begging for their life, but when he called 911, no one came.
There you go.
At around 8:30 or 8:45, I arrived home from a quick trip to town to grab a beer. As I got out of my car, I could hear something. I thought for a moment that I had left the TV on and was hearing it from outside. But as I walked to the front of my car and pressed the lock button on my remote, I realized that what I was hearing was screaming. I listened for a second, thinking it was somebody screwing around. But then I heard a woman's voice scream, and an adult male voice yelling something I couldn't make out. There was a dog barking from the same direction, as well as a repeated thudding noise. I immediately dialed 911 and told
Good Samaritan.
the police. They could even hear the screaming in the background. They said they'd send an officer to drive by, but an hour passed and none came.
If the screaming is that loud, did nobody else call the police already? Like, are you the only one in your neighborhood? Or are you the one making the girl scream? Pause. Like that.
I watched for them on my security cameras. I pulled the footage from the only one that was set to record constantly. The camera on my back door only records when it detects a humanoid shape, so it caught me making the phone call and a little of the screaming in the background. The backyard camera caught it all, but is unintelligible due to the outdoor AC unit noise. I cleaned up the audio as best I could, but I need advice on how to proceed. I'm attaching a Dropbox link to the video. I also included the original in the second half of the video. If you watch it, the screaming was coming from directly where the cameras pointed, more than 50 feet away across a narrow field. There's a small shack that has a couple of cars, usually parked at the road, just on the other side of the field. It's bothering me a lot since I'm 41 years old and have never heard anything so disturbing in real life.
He said, wow, that's crazy. I'm sorry. That's a crazy age. I'm sorry.
Here's the video.
That's it. Yo, that's crazy. He got evidence. Take that to the sheriff. Bro, find out where that is. Take the sheriff. That's clear evidence.
911, fearing the worst. He continued
Stop
to
it. You're
update
killing
the
me. It's
thread in the
crazy,
comment
bro.
section, writing, I talked to them and they wrote down what I said. I showed them the video. They have copies of it, and they said they'd do a welfare check. They also told me to drop it and not to trespass, or I would be cited. They said they'll handle everything. So I guess I'm just going to have to watch the newspapers and see if anything comes up. That's all I can do. I've done my due diligence.
Nope.
And I really hope everything is actually all right.
The police in on it. That was a fellow cop, bro. Cause there's no way I'm gonna show you evidence of someone screaming. They're like, oh, we're gonna do a welfare check. Don't do nothing though. Excuse me? You don't send the SWAT over there? She said, you're killing me.
September 7th, 2021. Almost 2 months after the original post was made, the OP provided a short update. I guess they finally had a reason to go out and check the property I was trying to tell them to look at. There are sheriff's cars all over the place, and cops in gloves walking in and out of this garage, and one cop to an update. For months the house stood there, unchanged. No news reports, no police activity, no confirmation that anything had ever happened at all. And then, on February 6th, 2022, just over 6 months later, he came back with an update.
There's a body found.
Suddenly, the silence made sense. I
Him.
posted last year about coming home and hearing a female voice screaming for her life. I posted a video with the audio of the scream and got plenty of comments. About 2 months later, the house that it was coming from had sheriff's cars all around it. I found out that an elderly man had taken his own life via gunshot, and that his son was the only person home. The person who reported that his father had shot himself. Fast forward to last week, I was sitting at home, watching YouTube, when I heard gunshots. I live in the country, and that's common, so I didn't think anything of it. Turns
He
out,
killed his
it
mom?
was the sound of that son shooting his mother. He's
What?
trying to claim self-defense, but he's being charged with her death. I live next door, and my security cameras caught the audio of the attack. It also captures the vehicle the son made his getaway in. I've had
That's
detectives
crazy.
in and out gathering video footage for the past week. This is a family annihilator. Tim Johnson II was charged with aggravated murder, a first-degree felony. He initially told officers that his mother had shot herself, but when detectives pressed him, he admitted to pulling the trigger. He had called the Claremont County Sheriff's Office himself, claiming it was self-inflicted.
No, it
But
wasn't.
when officers arrived at the house, they found his
I ain't gonna
mother,
lie.
61-year-old Stephanie Cheney, passed away inside.
You could tell someone shot
Investigators
themselves
recovered a Smith &
based on the
Wesson
wound.
.380 caliber handgun, the weapon they believe he used to take her life. Looking back, it's hard not to wonder what was really happening that night. The screaming, the thudding, the desperate cries for help.
Bro, and he like
At
a
the
witness.
time, there was no way to know what it meant. But now, the full picture is clearer. The mother had likely been assaulted, but she survived. Months later, the father was found dead, ruled as self-inflicted, without much investigation.
Wait, I thought the dad
The
already
son,
died.
the only witness, called the police himself. They believed him. No further questions. And when nothing happened, he did it again.
Oh, he killed
This
his
time,
dad.
however, the police actually looked closer. But by then, it was too late. Too late to stop it. Too late to do anything except wonder if that first 911 call had been taken seriously. 2 people might still be
Dang.
alive.
That's crazy. They really just called him off though. I told you, bro. It's the dispatchers.
Most fears are irrational. The monsters under the bed, the shadows in the corner, the things we convince ourselves
Santa
are there,
Claus.
even when they aren't.
I'm just low-key
But
scared of
some
Santa Claus.
fears
If he
are
was
real.
real, I'd
For
be scared of him.
years, one man has carried a secret, an obsession he knows is wrong, but refuses to stop. And if you've ever eaten
Whoa.
at a buffet, taken a drink from a
Uh-oh.
stranger, or gone home with someone you just met, you might have already met him.
A parasite, man? Oh, don't tell me he passed around parasites. What the?
My
That's
obsession
biological
hurts
warfare.
others around me. It's also my fetish, but it goes far deeper than that. I'll try to explain the obsession the best I can by explaining how it started. Basically, when I was young, I caught pinworms. It was a strange.
I don't want to hear it no more. I don't even want. Bro, he's passing around pinworms.
feeling, and the itch was painful. My parents took me to the doctor, and I got medication to cure it. This event is what sparked my obsession. The thought that my body could be their whole world, their lifeline. Almost a planet of sorts. It was so interesting. After that, I began researching pinworms and other parasites. I found out the human body already hosts
You reading
parasites,
too slow, bro.
such as Demodex on their eyelashes,
We might have to speed
and
you
I
up a
wanted
little
to
bit, gang.
know how many a human body could endure without a chance of serious health issues. This curiosity has plagued my mind for years. I'm now 25, but I'm very well versed in parasites,
Nope, never.
as
It
I've
don't
been
seem sound
studying
right.
them for over 10 years. I also purposely infect myself with non-lethal parasites, because it's part of a fetish of mine.
How
Some
do you
have
have a
worked better than
bro?
others.
How?
Quite a few have given me serious diarrhea and fevers, while others have been much more bearable.
How do you develop this, bro? Like seriously, you should go get some help. Like when you first noticed it, you should be like, dang, let me go get some professional help.
I currently have pinworms and tapeworms, various non-pathogenic
Kill this man. He's just spreading it all around, spreading his nasty germs all over the place. He's
protozoa
confessing to
and
it too.
pubic lice.
Like, kill him, bro.
I'm incredibly masochistic, so although it's uncomfortable, I do feel pleasure from it. All these parasites mean I need to eat a lot more than the average person, and I still look thin, and to be quite honest, it means I can enjoy so much more food than most people. I also keep multiple cultures of bedbugs and leeches in containers, and allow them to feed on my blood sometimes, although those kinds are not really my passion, as they do not live primarily on the human body. But I think they're interesting nonetheless, and
Who
I
is
find
this
them pretty
person,
cute.
bro?
Now,
Pretty cute?
it's time for the confession.
Was that not the
My
confession?
obsession and fetish isn't just about infecting myself anymore. I also have the desire to infect others, and I have acted on those desires. Sometimes my parasites just pioneer to new lands on their own. My family have caught pinworms multiple times without my intention, and other times, I purposely spread them.
Do you know how you have to get pinworms? You have to, someone has to be dig in a someone has to be digging in a booty, get it under their fingernails, and then touch your mouth, or put it somewhere where they can't re-enter your body. He's passing around ass worms, booty worms, worms that you get for not cleaning your booty, bro.
I have infected strangers, friends, and even my own family.
Nasty.
I know it's bad, but I just can't stop. I think I have parasites in my brain that makes me feel like I need to spread them. I know how crazy that sounds,
You know,
but
like
if you
feeling
knew
crazy
the
on the
feeling,
sick.
you'd understand. Maybe
I don't-
it's just a mental illness, or
It
maybe
is.
its origin is parasitic in nature.
It's both.
I really don't know. All I know is it feels good when I do these things. I feel an intense need to spread my children, and when I do,
Your children
I
is
feel pleasure.
crazy.
I must have spread thousands of my children over the years.
Stop
I
saying your
sometimes
children.
sprinkle tapeworm eggs into people's drinks when I'm out at clubs. I also
Bro.
caught pubic lice
Bro.
from sex with a random woman I met at the same club.
Bro.
And in return, I'm pretty sure I gave her pinworms.
Bro.
So it was a trade.
Bro.
The woman wasn't even attractive.
Bro.
I just wanted to gift her some pinworms.
Bro.
And instead,
Stop. Just tell them to stop talking.
I basically won the jackpot by sleeping with her. I then spread my pubic lice to at least 4 other women. Sometimes, I also sprinkle worm eggs onto food in buffets whenever I visit them.
The Joker.
Yes,
He's
I
worse than the
understand you
Joker,
would
bro.
think it's gross and messed up. I'm basically betraying my species for my children. It's
Stop
hard.
saying your children.
I do enjoy people, and I have wonderful friends and family, but I also
Bro.
love my parasites,
Bro.
and my fetish is just too hard to control.
Bro.
I
Brother.
don't want to hurt anyone when I do these
Brother.
things,
You
but
already
a force
doing it.
beyond my understanding is driving me to do it.
It's called an
I think I
obsession.
could possibly have a parasite in my brain that
You
has
need
not
to
yet
seek
been
therapy.
discovered.
The parasite is yourself.
I'm sorry to all the people I have caused discomfort to, but it's for a cause beyond human understanding. Although this all can be
This nigga's
justifiable,
parasitic, bro.
I still feel guilt. I don't want to hurt anyone.
A cause
I
beyond
hope
human.
the people I
Bro,
spread
he's
my
a
gifts
living
to
parasite.
can find it in their hearts to be a little more open-minded and not kill my children, but learn to live with them, like I have instead.
I don't
I'm
even
aware
want to.
how strange and disgusting others will find me if they
I don't even
knew.
want to read watch the
I'm
rest of
aware
the video.
of
I'm
how
not gonna lie.
immoral this seems to
That
most
was
people.
That's nasty.
I assume you may see me in a negative light after reading this, but remember, I only want what's best for my children,
They're not your children.
and if you were truly in my shoes, I'm sure you would do the same.
none of us would be in your shoes, bro. None of us, not a single one of us at all. Like this is a canon event for you yourself. It's the original experience right here.
Hello? Oh, hi, where are you at? Stupid hours and then 7411. Okay. Are you the only one there? No. My brother's attacking my family. Your dad is attacking your family? No, my brother.
What is it?
It was just another conversation on Reddit.
My
A user
Pokemon?
in the Frugal subreddit had asked a simple question. Is staying child-free the most financially responsible choice? I figure remaining child-free will save me at least $250,000.
Damn.
Any other
Fuck them kids.
frugal child-free peeps?
Hey.
Others chimed in, debating the trade-offs, the sacrifices, and the cost of raising a family. But
It is
one
pretty
reply
costly now.
stood out. A user named Ioki Mum responded with a different perspective. I have 7 children, and we have always lived on one income and have never had any government assistance or needed it. We have a 4,700 square foot house, 2 newer cars, and my kids do not go without. There are childless people that do not have this. Life is about making good job or income choices
47,000
and then making the
perfect.
best money choices based on your income. I would never give up having any of my children so I could have more money. They are amazing people, and the world will benefit by having them in it.
This is sweet. That was
July
a sweet message.
22nd,
Never mind.
2015. A quiet home in Broken Arrow,
Alright,
Oklahoma.
now it's gonna be bad.
The family lived in near isolation. The children were homeschooled, kept away from neighbors and other kids.
Yep.
To
Yep.
the outside world, they barely existed.
Yep.
It was late, just past 11:30 p.m., when a call came in to 911. 12-year-old Daniel Bever made a desperate 911 call. He whispered that his brother was attacking the family, his voice panicked, shaking. Then, the line went dead.
Oh.
By the time police arrived, the house was
Stop.
silent. Blood
Stop.
covered the porch. A faint
Stop.
voice called for help from inside. Officers forced their way in and found 13-year-old Crystal barely alive. Brothers Robert and Michael Bever took the lives of their father, David Bever, aged 54, their siblings, Daniel, Christopher, and Victoria, aged
What?
12, 7, and 5,
Bro, are
respectively.
they dead?
But they also took the life of one final person, Ioki Mum, otherwise known as April Bever,
Oh,
their
their
very own
mom.
mother. But worst of
What?
all, their plan wasn't supposed to end there. They wanted more. They idolized mass murderers, obsessed over Columbine and Aurora.
Some homeschool
They didn't
kids,
just
bro.
want to make the news. They wanted to surpass them. Their plan was to take the family car, drive across town, and take the lives of as many people as possible. 50
Bro.
victims at least, maybe more. Then, once it was over, they would leave behind a message. 2 videos, one showing what they had done, the other, a cleaner version they could upload online. In their minds, this was their legacy. In the end, Robert Bever was sentenced to 6 consecutive life terms without
Yes.
parole. Michael received 5 life terms plus 28 years. Aoki
Without
Mum's
parole.
profile is still there. Her comments, her posts, all frozen in time. A
Dang,
mother who
bro.
believed her children were her greatest purpose, that the
Ouch.
world would be better because of them. Now, years later, those same words sit untouched. A digital relic. A mother unknowingly praising the very people who would take her life.
That's so sad, bro. I thought they was like harassing them or like bullying. It's just a normal ass family. It's them homeschool kids, bro. I'm telling you. Is this a Reddit? This part of. Oh, these are photos. What are these pictures for? Oh, it's another story. My bad, yo.
What do you see in these images?
Nothing.
For some, these images might look like digital glitches, distorted files, or even something AI generated.
I was just listening to TikToks out there.
But they aren't
Making me
errors.
go crazy.
They weren't created by accident. And it isn't AI.
Yeah, it is.
Each of these images is real, taken from somewhere in the world. And right now, someone, somewhere, desperately needs to know where. Because behind every warped, obscured, and unrecognizable photo is something far more disturbing than you might expect. And identifying even one of them could mean the difference between justice and a predator walking free.
Which trace an object?
Every image on this subreddit has been pulled from real crime scene evidence, specifically from cases of CSAM. They come from public databases
link to
run
bodies?
by Europol, the FBI, and Australian authorities, who release carefully edited versions of certain photos in the hopes that someone might recognize a key detail, a logo, a piece of furniture, a specific pattern on a bedsheet. The subreddit exists to help identify these objects. Hundreds of people, just regular people like you and me, come together to try and track down where these items come from. Because
Oh,
sometimes
and
that's all investigators have to go on, and sometimes that's all it takes to break a case open.
honestly, yeah.
What law enforcement really needs is something quite specific. Something like, my kid had that same pajama set. We bought it from this store in this country back in this year. A single detail like that can pinpoint a location, sometimes down to a region and a time period. But even if you did get something right, you'd never know. There's no feedback, no confirmation, no closure. If an object is identified, the police aren't going to post an update. You just have to hope that, somewhere down the line, what you found
Why does
was useful.
okay? So what's the story? What's the story
For
though? What's the
most
story?
people,
What's the story?
That's the hardest part. Hoping you might have helped, but never truly knowing. But this hasn't stopped people from trying. The subreddit has over 126,000 members, all dedicated to doing whatever they can with the limited information they're given. Some posts gather hundreds of comments, with users from all over the world cross-referencing details, sharing expertise,
No,
and
like
piecing
Monopoly.
together whatever clues they can find. Take this post, for example, a series of images pulled from an FBI case file. At first, it's just a room, nothing immediately recognizable. But then, someone notices a can in the background, a brand of alcoholic energy drink called Sparks. Then, the conversation shifts to the time period. Sparks was discontinued after a lawsuit in 2008, but some users recall buying it in the early 2010s. Others look at the furniture, the type of monitor on the desk, and even the packaging on a shelf, to estimate that the photos were likely taken between 2002 and 2010. This is how the subreddit operates. One small detail turns into a discussion,
Is
then
this
a
just an
timeline,
advertisement?
then a possible location. And while we may never know if these discussions have led to a direct arrest or
Why
rescue,
am I seeing cheeks right
we
now?
do know one thing. If there's even a chance that this subreddit has helped law enforcement get one step closer to identifying a predator or saving a victim, then it's already worth it. There are a lot of disturbing places on the internet. Some of them exist just to shock, to unsettle, to make people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But Trace an Object is different. It's disturbing not only because of what it shows,
Yeah.
but because of what it means.
Okay.
Every single image represents a crime that hasn't been solved, a victim who hasn't been found, a predator who hasn't been caught. If you want to help, I've linked the subreddit in the description.
Yo, let's go check it out real quick. I don't have a Reddit on this account, so. All right, here we go. Right here. This T-shirt from a sports club is familiar. This is a thing that was just posted on his channel. Thingy, visible part of a T-shirt, a bathroom. This is in the video too. Storage room. This is the can that they were talking about. What is that? Oh, a blanket? Oh, it's a wolf. And a tattoo. That's an arm. Oh my god, bro. That's crazy. The open cases. This is an FBI site. Look, they still seeking information on like certain pictures too. That's crazy. Man, let's go to the most wanted. 10 most wanted. Who's the most wanted? What's she do? Oh, she's a Bitcoin.
It's really a pleasure for me. Bitcoin is easy
Uh-huh.
to use.
Oh, she there for fraud. Or otherwise to alter her appearance. That's crazy. Imagine running and participating in a transitional drug trafficking operation that routinely shipped hundreds of kilograms of cocaine from Colombia through Mexico and Southern California to Canada and other locations in the United States. Additionally, it is alleged that Wedding was involved in orchestrating multiple murders and furtherance of these drug crimes. That's crazy. He out here bodying niggas. He Canadian. A Canadian's out here doing this. He speaks Spanish and English. That's crazy. If you enjoyed the video, bro, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Peace out. All love. Have a great day, amazing night, and an awesome week. Peace out.